recovering from Sunday?
I feel good. I'm just little things like I'm just a bit of general soreness and sore feet and blisters and things, but starting to recover. The first 48 hours were pretty tough and you feel pretty average, but starting to become good now. Although I don't think I'll be running for another couple of weeks yet.
I'm sure. So how did you prepare in the morning? Did you feel good going in, or?
It felt pretty good. I had a late night because I was at the footy the night before, so it wasn't probably the perfect preparation, but just made sure I had enough carbs and enough fluid in, and then got up about 5 that morning. Make sure I was fueled up and made my way to Adelaide Oval and did a bit of a warm-up and away we went.
Did you go for a what, run or?
Yeah, well I saw Michael Wilson there who did the marathon. He's an experienced marathon runner. I used to play footy with him and I was just sort of trying to follow what he was doing. I'd never done a marathon before, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but felt pretty good until about the last 7Ks.
Okay, so when you started off, how did you find it? Paced yourself pretty well, or what were you averaging per K?
Yeah, went off at about sort of 350-minute Ks and felt pretty good for the first 10. Up through North Adelaide was a bit of a challenge, like a few small little hills, but that was good. And then went through the half marathon at about 1:19, so it was tracking pretty well. And then obviously pulled back a little bit the longer the race went on, but felt pretty good and the course was great.
Did you find yourself competing against anyone in there, pulling away from anyone at certain times? Or?
It's good. Like it's good to be able to run with some people and make just so much easier running with someone rather than running by yourself like I did in training the whole time. And then it's good when you see a couple of people a few hundred metres up in the distance and you sort of set yourself a goal to try and catch them. And caught a couple of people and a couple of people caught me, so it was a good race and the competitive spirit sort of takes over.
Did you hear about Josh Harris doing the 2:24:13?
I saw it and I saw him running. He was absolute freak. I just can't get my head around how you could do that. And then that night watching the women at the Olympics and what they did, just unbelievable. So
did you hear us mention on the Olympics?
No, I didn't.
The Adelaide Marathon first.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, it's one of the big events for the day. So
okay, great. Yeah, no, it was a great event and definitely something I'll look to do again in the future.
So what about the location for the event?
It was awesome. Like I haven't seen the city like that before. You know, you probably don't take notice, but it's just perfect day for it. Really picturesque. Loved running along the Torrens and up through North Adelaide, and then around the uni loop was great. 2 laps I liked. Sort of gives you an indication of where you're going and how you're going, but just to see a different side of our great city where the roads all blocked off, no cars, no traffic, was great.
What about the atmosphere, the volunteers? Did you find any good motivation from there?
Yeah, amazing.
The crowds?
Amazing. Like, and the volunteers are amazing. Direction they give you, the drinks and all that, just gives you a real boost, especially when you're struggling. And I think they can sense that, and they yell out your name and just gives you that little bit of boost. And then to have family on the sidelines as well also helped. But yeah, it was just really well run event and recommend it for anyone.
Okay. Now you're preparing for New York coming up in November. How do you think you start training from here?
I might have a couple of weeks off just to rest the body and rest the feet, but and then I'll ramp things up. I'll do a similar program to what I did for the Adelaide one, but just good to get one out the way just so I know what to expect, and obviously New York's a different course and all that type of thing, but great that I got to get one out of the way before New York in November.
Would you recommend the event, the Adelaide Marathon Festival, to anyone for next year?
Yeah, no doubt about that, and it's just a great challenge, like to set yourself a goal, whether it be the 2, the 10 or the half or the full marathon, whatever it is, just to be involved in such a big event in our city. I think you'll really enjoy the challenge.